Hey everybody, I've done yet another upgrade to my GMC Denali Road bike. So let's go ahead and do an update video for July 15th, 2013. You'll notice I have my 06 bike in the background too. I haven't done anything to it. I've just done some upgrades to the 2010 bike. So go ahead and take a moment to guess what I've done to this bike. Okay, let's go have a look. Just look carefully, you might notice it. Have a look at the rear derailleur, you'll notice it's not the same. That's been replaced. And have a look at the handlebars. Same handlebars, same handlebar tape. Or bar rack for that matter. But you'll notice something else. You might notice that my Shimano A050 shifters are missing. That's because you're right, they're no longer there. That's because this bike now has STI levers, which STI stands for Shimano Total Integration. And these are levers that integrate both your brakes and your derailleurs into a single lever. So your front brake is in one lever and your front derailleur is in that same lever, and the same goes for the back. These are Shimano RSX. It's actually an older series from the 90s. Now of course these do have some cosmetic wear, but they function perfectly fine. You'll notice the brake hoods are in really good condition. No dry rot at all. These were stored up very well. I got these, the Shimano RSX matching rear derailleur and a front derailleur off of eBay for $85. Now that front derailleur is not attached to this bike because its clamping diameter is slightly larger than this frame. I would have to get an adapter to make that work. But I figured I'd wait till sometime later to deal with that because the front derailleur is working just fine with the lever. So anyways, these are pretty much what you could call true STI levers. I've seen cheaper models that had more or less a shifting mechanism up top for, let's see, downshifting or upshifting, you're going to call it that, into a faster gear, and a ratchet like this to go up into a higher gear. Now these, like I mentioned, they are true STI levers. They had the trigger down here. These are like rapid fire shifters on a mountain bike. You turn these to, you pull those back to shift into a faster gear, and you pull them back like this to upshift. Watch the derailleur. I'll shift down 2 gears again. Now I'm going to shift back up. Doesn't move a whole lot. Anyways, I'm going to demonstrate the front. Anyways, that being said, these work nicely. Now of course there's a lot of tension on that front derailleur because the chain is not moving. Anyways, this bike now has 3,700 miles on it. Just rode that much last night. I rode 23 miles last night with an average speed, well that's maximum speed, 30.8. Wasn't really trying to go very fast. Average speed of 15.3. Now a lot of that was actually in subdivisions. Anyways, yeah, not too bad. And today I installed this bottle cage holder. Got that from the bike shop. And that's because they weren't going to actually, they didn't have any sort of riveted mounts to actually attach a bottle cage to the frame. Now some shops I've heard of actually do this, but sometimes if it's not done just right, the rivets don't hold in correctly, and then you have 2 big holes in your frame. So for like liability reasons, frame warranty, all that kind of stuff, this bike shop up here does not do that. So they sold me this, and basically it's this unit right here. The bottle cage is actually a screw into the back of it. They give you all the screws. The only thing you have to provide for that is the bottle cages. So I went and mounted 2 of them. So this bike now has 3 bottle cages. And I have the seat bag tucked back behind. I have to say, this bike has worked incredibly well with these STI shifters. And you're probably wondering the reason why I got the 2006 bike in the background. That's because I'm going to make a video about an upgraded GMC Denali Road bike versus a stock. And I'll be doing that here in just a few minutes. So anyways, the next thing I'm going to actually upgrade on this bike will be the crankset. This bike has steel cranks. You notice the rust. These are heavy. But here's what's crazy. Look at the 2006 GMC Denali Road bike. It has alloy. Notice, no rust, especially where your feet rub the cranks. No rust. This bike is 7 years old and there's no rust on the cranks. That bike is 3 years old. There's rust on the cranks. So I'm definitely going to buy a set of Shimano alloy cranks for this bike. Well, a whole crankset has the gears and everything on it. So anyways, I guess I'll make an update when I get around to doing that. So anyways, any questions or comments? Feel free to ask, and thanks for watching.